Thank you for joining me. As you all know, this is an enclave in which terror comes in many forms. In tonight's case, it visits in the form of dark poetry. We feature on this episode horror poetry from the NIGHTFALL Facebook page. It's the exact mingling of madness that is somewhat commonplace on the NIGHTFALL radio show. Such is the beginning of terror. A thing waits, and each night it comes. It comes with promises of pleasures and all manner of delights. Yet it is cold and horrible. I feel its stench, its nightmarish countenance, its icy, monstrous entry. As it withdraws, it growls a laugh of wicked abandon and issues a gruesome oath. Until tomorrow night. Beyond the villages, beware the woods and fields by night. The howls echo through the hills and fade only at dawn. Beware the woods and fields by night. Beware the moon, for death rides in its wake. I was in the village that autumn. Whispers, strange glances. I laughed at the superstitious old men. Garlic hanging everywhere? By sunrise of the next day, there was no laughter left in me. Nights washed with horror in the shape of an incomprehensible terror. A monstrous thing haunts the woods. Dripping blood. Dripping evolves to splatter. Screaming forever in hellish torment. Shotgun blast. Roaring fury. Flesh rent with abandon. Feeding. Relentless feeding. The thing fades into the mist. A hunter of men. It is desolation and despair in all ways. I beg you, by all that you hold dear, hold fast until the rising sun. Black air, still, cool, moist. Quiet things stir neath the grains of soil. Hunger begins as such in the black folds beyond midnight. Dark purple waves give release. It rises beneath wandering shadows. There is only instinct and rage. One recurring drive, only one. Kill. The laughter would come to an eventual end. It will be replaced with regret and horror. I will teach them humility, a sober reminder of exactly who it is that controls the mechanisms of life and death. Like a plague of locusts they come. Terror and death from the stars, bringers of the maelstrom, harbingers of a grim finality. Today begins the fall of man. Moonrise. It begins with screams, torn flesh, broken bone, severed jugular, and the endless, almost silent sound of dripping blood. Night after night she comes, soft knocking at my door and window. I know she is evil. I know she is the devil's undead. But the sound is magical. The sound of her sighs. The sound of her drinking, slurping, and sucking. Georgia, 1868. Lonely moonlit roads, black trees, baleful wind. Beware the plaid eye. Locked door won't stop him. Fast horse can't outrun him. Preacher man can't run him off. Stay on the main road. He wants you dead. It began that autumn. She ignored the warnings about conjuring spirits. The rapping noises, always in groups of 3. Scratches, apparitions, nightmares. Finally, it took her. The priests waved their arms and raved in futility. Finally, the demon raged in fury because, in spite of itself, the girl was now dead and beyond its torment. A heart of cold black stone, wicked mistress of shadow, flames beneath a willow tree in the dark hours before dawn. A horrific sacrifice is made, then a splash into the indigo waters of the river. Finally, a laugh of pure evil rises into the black stillness. And that concludes another excursion into the darkness on the Nightfall Radio Show. Thank you for listening to the program. The Nightfall Radio Show can be heard exclusively on the Blackwater Media YouTube channel. If you enjoy the show, please remember to like, subscribe, and share. If you would like to submit a short story, poem, or artwork, email your submission along with a brief bio to nightfallradioshow@mail.com. I'm your host, Dr. William Lester. I'll see you again at Nightfall.